self-awareness kind of sucks sometimes because you're aware. You can't like lie to yourself. You know, you're aware to the point where like it's kind of burdensome. You notice things that not everybody notices, patterns, things that are happening around you, and I wouldn't call it overthinking. Just call it like analysis. And sometimes analysis can be wrong. Sometimes it can be right. And then you have like intuition and the gut. And I think intuition comes from a culmination of lived experiences and then data and information that has come into the mind to help shape your understanding of those experiences and what the things you're noticing around you means for you. And I think about, consumption, movies, TV, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, if you use that, whatever it would be, Twitter or X. And I'm peeling from the sunburn, and it's very annoying. It's been making me very itchy. But the consumption, these things come into your mind, and it's coming from other people, just like how I'm coming into your mind with the different thoughts and ideas that I have. You're allowing these things. You're allowing the information. And you don't have to identify with it. Just like you don't have to identify with every thought that passes through your head. You say, thank you, brain. I appreciate you for thinking that and trying to protect me, but it's not helpful right now. No, I've kind of been erring more recently on the side of just, recently I let particular thoughts kind of shape my reality. So I'm not perfect. I am human. But over these past, couple years, I've been specifically identifying with thoughts that are only helpful. And it's very hard to do, especially whenever it goes against, the shape that you see your life in. And when you look at the shape that your life is in and the places you come from, you begin to form limiting beliefs about your potential and about where you can go and what you're capable of. And when you choose to identify with those limiting beliefs, they create boundaries and barriers to different parts of the world around you, to different parts of yourself. If you think that, boys don't cry, then you'll never let yourself feel the vulnerable feelings. You'll never work through those things, and they become like a boil or a pimple or a sickness, and they finally pop and make a big mess where you throw up. Now you have a huge mess to clean up. But identifying and not identifying with the thoughts that come into your head, whether they're influenced based off of the people around you or the world around you or your own thinking, it can truly shape your reality. But I think, no matter what it is that you say or do, you should never look back with regret, in a sense. That it can still always be a positive thing. You can You can learn something about yourself. You can learn about the people around you, the experiences you've had or shared together, and make it better with those things. I think about confidence. Uh, we had an event this weekend, and I look at all of the people that were at the event. It's a fight event. It's an MMA event. And you see the people that come in with confidence and the people that don't come in with confidence. And you can almost tell who the winner of these fights is going to be just based off of how that person carries themselves, because of their limiting beliefs. They don't believe that they're enough to be able to win. They don't believe in themselves. And you can see it in their confidence. I think that's something that training and performing overall in life will help you with in a major way. But because of not being a high performer, or because of being a high performer and having the confidence in your ability to perform at a high level or not, will shape your trajectory. You have to show up for yourself, because no one else is going to show up for you. And if you don't believe in yourself, then no one else is going to believe in you. You have to take yourself serious. You have to, have respect for yourself and create these boundaries and honor your task, but also believe that you are capable in every way of completing these tasks, that you are capable of shifting reality. If you're constantly just doing the same old stuff all the time, then your reality is shaped into the redundant loop that is the result that you're already living. But if you want to achieve more, and this isn't like going to college, it's having an unquenchable thirst for life and a desire to compete at such a high level that it doesn't matter what obstacles actually get in the way, or a desire to participate at a high level. And the people that see that will respect that, and they will either show up or they will not. But that doesn't matter, because you will be met with the same energy that you're putting out. If I'm always thinking that I'm gonna end up a failure, then I'm gonna fail. I'm being met with the same energy. If I'm always thinking that I'm not capable of being enough, then I will never be enough. Not for myself and not for anyone else. If my limiting beliefs are at the forefront of my mind, then my life will be limited by those beliefs. And I see, obviously, people have hard lives and that things happen to them. And people are told, even by people around them that they love, that, you're stupid, you'll never be anything. And they look up to those people. And being told that from someone that is supposed to be close to you is immensely hurtful, but it's also shaping your mind. And letting go of those beliefs and understanding that you are capable and that things are possible outside of your lived experience. That if you accomplish everything that you wish to accomplish, that no day will ever be the same, you know? And in that, you're not repeating the redundant cycle. You are stepping into a new reality. You're, in a way, manifesting the change that you want to see. And in manifesting that change, you're just giving up the limitations that the world or people or you have set upon yourself. You're not entertaining the limiting belief. You are stepping foot forward into a day that you have never lived before, you know. Though you may be on a path that feels as if you're doing the same thing and that there is no progress, you are making that progress. You are showing up and you are participating. That the period of the transitionary period between your old life and the life that you're pursuing, it's going to feel like nothing is happening. You know, I feel like I'm always looking for a shift in reality and a shift in momentum. And in life, I think there's two types of shifts. There's the shift that you make, and there's the shift that happens to you because you're not creating shifts. And I've always seen myself as someone that creates the shift, that I am in the driver's seat, and that I can push myself and the boundaries in whatever way that I choose to. By pushing those boundaries, I shift momentum and reality in my favor. I like to think that the universe is always in my favor. By thinking those things, then the universe ends up in my favor because of the way that I'm shaping my reality through my thoughts and through the ways that I participate in the universe. I don't think the universe is against me. I don't think the universe is against any of us. I think our biggest enemy is ourselves. And when we step into that vibration, you know, the vibe, not a I'm vibing, man, but that the vibration, the frequency, the higher level thinking, when you step into that, reality is forced to shift with you because you are making the push. You are creating the momentum. When you create that momentum, you know, things start happening. Things start falling into place. But only if you're pushing. Only if you're creating the shift. By showing up and opening the door of opportunity and creating that momentum, can the ball actually roll. You can't just expect things to happen. No one's coming to save you. And there are going to be bad days. Bad days are coming. But there's bad days, you know, we take them on the chin. We don't care because we expect them. Because that's just the way things work. That, you know, when we are creating momentum, when we are pushing, sometimes there's a pushback. But if you fall to the pushback, then you're just down. You can't stay down. You have to get back up and keep pushing to keep that momentum alive. The only real thing that you can ensure is whether or not you get back up and continue pushing. Nothing else is guaranteed. You're just creating the opportunity for it to fall into place. Whether or not you get that job or whether or not the business is successful, it's not guaranteed. But whenever you continue to push and when you continue with momentum, you create the environment for those things to happen. And if you never create the environment for those things to happen, then it will never happen. It's just the way it works. Shift into that frequency, shift into that vibration, and keep pushing. Keep that momentum going. As I've said before, and I'm sure you've heard it before if you follow this type of content, one mistake is just one mistake. One failure is just one failure. But 2 mistakes is the beginning of a new habit. No, that's not how it goes. Whenever you give in to those mistakes and you let them become your reality, it's the beginning of a new reality. I can't remember exactly how it goes, but if you make a mistake, you recognize that you made that mistake, then you can adjust your momentum, you can adjust the direction that you're pushing. But if you continue to make those same mistakes and you continue with that momentum of failure, then that's going to be the new reality. And you can look at addiction, you can look at self-belief, giving up on yourself, and so on. The fight event is guys that win or lose. The guys that win, they keep pushing with that momentum of a winner. The guys that lose, if they don't get back up and continue pushing with the momentum of a winner, then they are a loser. It really is about whether or not you get back up and continue pushing. That's what it's all about. Nobody can do that for you. You got to do that for yourself. Because no one's coming to save you, and you can't depend on others. It's okay to have relationships, but you can't depend upon people. That you have to take yourself serious and continue with your progress, continue tracking your goals, tracking every little thing that is contributing to pushing you into that shift in your reality that you want to make. I think that's all I want to talk about tonight. I wanted tonight I was going to not make a video, and I thought about this, about how not making a video, sometimes I like to just go to bed, because then I get started on tomorrow a little bit earlier. I can just go to bed, and then tomorrow's that much closer. Just go to sleep, and then tomorrow gets started. You just wake up. But if I don't continue to push, and I don't continue creating this momentum, then it starts to fall off. And so I wanted to talk about, this is me pushing. This is me continuing with the momentum. That I have an idea, I have a vision of the world that I'm building. And if I sidestep the task that is required to create that vision, then my momentum falls off. And this is me showing up. This is me pushing. And I think continuing to do that is going to create the environment to where the vision of the world, the reality that I want to live within, can fall into place. It's pretty cool. In real time, man. I hope y'all have a good rest of the night, dog. Good rest of the day, whatever time you're watching this. If you want to leave a comment, leave a like, let's talk about some shit. Let's get it going. But I'm keeping it going, you know what I mean? We're gonna keep doing this thing. That's what we do. We show up, we talk shit. And I'm trying to let myself not, be held back by limiting beliefs of what I can and cannot talk about. I think about it kind of like with video game streamers, where they get locked in to a video game and that's like their career. Like recently, so I'm a big Destiny fan. I was a big Destiny fan for a long time. I still am. I enjoy the game. And how a lot of these creators, their future was, or their career is dependent upon this game being alive. And now that the game is dying, it's not dead yet, but the support for the game has been ended as of June the 9th, I think it was. So there's no new content, there's nothing else, which inevitably means that the player base is going to lower and lower as time goes on, because people move on from things that they've experienced fully. It's just human nature. And those people, they're locked into this place, and if they don't keep pushing with their careers in a direction that continues to create the vision and the reality that they want to live within, then they too fall off. I can't remember what I was talking about. I don't want to be stuck in that position. I want to create a space and open dialogue, a channel where I can talk, and I can do this. I am doing this because I don't have that limiting belief. But sometimes it's hard to make those pushes. I can just do whatever it is that I want, because I have that ability to do that. Because I can do whatever the fuck I want, you know what I mean? So, continue pushing. Keep up the momentum. No matter what happens, have that confidence in yourself that the reality that you want to create is achievable. You just have to step into that discomfort zone where you are living a day, a time that you've never experienced before. And by doing that, you will end up in the positions that you wish to be in. So, y'all take care, man. Enjoy yourselves, and I'll talk to you again soon. And remember, no excuses, only results, alright? Y'all take care.